it's hard to not rescue people, right? Especially like children and grandchildren when they're in a difficult situation, and it may or may not be of their own making. But either way, we find them in a difficult situation. It's difficult for us to not just rush in there and rescue them. The problem is that sometimes they need to go through those things in order to learn, in order to grow, in order to become mature. And especially that happens also in the faith. I think of the children of Israel and how Moses led them through, the wilderness for 40 years. And certainly there were moments when Moses wanted to rescue the children of Israel from the consequences of what God was going to bring upon them. But oftentimes he couldn't. As I was thinking about prayer and looking at prayer, especially blessings, I looked at from Deuteronomy chapter 33. This is Moses' blessing upon the people before he died, and they go into the promised land. They're camped on the banks of the Jordan, and he is praying a blessing on them. And he just says a couple things in here that I thought were a little bit thought provoking. In verse 3, he says that God, he's talking about God. He said, yes, he loves the people. All his saints are in your hand. They sit down at your feet. Everyone receives your words. Pray for your family and friends and for the people. Pray that they would learn to sit at the feet of God. Pray that they would learn to come to God, sit at his feet, and receive his word. If you're familiar with the New Testament, you're probably familiar with the story where Jesus came to the home of Mary and Martha and Lazarus. And Mary was in the kitchen bustling around. Guests had come, guests had arrived, and she was trying to put some meals together. And Mary went and she just sat at the feet of Jesus. Now, Jesus clearly says that Mary had chosen the better part. That sitting at the feet of God. Pray that your loved ones would learn to sit at the feet of God. They would learn to hear his word. They would learn to let his word minister to them and speak to them as they go through difficult times. And then towards the end, he says, the eternal God is your refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms. Pray that God would be their refuge. Pray that God would be their stronghold. Pray that God would surround them with his hosts of heaven, with his power and with his might. Pray that his arms underneath are everlasting arms. Pray that his arms would hold them up and strengthen them through whatever it is that they're going through. Pray for your family. Pray for your friends. Pray that they would sit at the feet of Jesus, be ministered to by his word. Pray that they would let him be their refuge and his arms would hold them up. God bless you guys. Get out there and pray today. Love you. Bye.